Hello, Chess Christian School families. It's Tara, and I'm just wanting to join you live today on Facebook Live as we have a brief conversation for our monthly lunch and learn that we've been trying to hold each month. So hopefully you're able to join, and we're going to just have like a little question and answer time today. I wanted it to be a lot more interactive than what I've done in the past because I am wanting to hear from you guys, how you're doing, what you might be struggling with. Hi, Haley. Hi, Lisa. So glad to see you guys on. Thanks for joining, and wanted to have just a couple thoughts that I've been having. I've been in contact with our teachers and some of our families, but I'm hoping to be able to just reach out to our community and hear the kinds of things that you might be struggling with or things that you might be enjoying in this season of distance learning. So I'm looking forward to hearing from hopefully some of you. One thing that we were discussing yesterday in our teacher lunch and learn, hi Haley, hi Rachel. One thing we were discussing yesterday was the concept of returning to normal and what kinds of things in our minds do we think about, what kinds of things do we think about with returning to normal. I was challenging our teachers yesterday. I almost think that, at least for me personally, I can think like, well, once this is all over, once we get finished with social distancing, then we'll just be able to quickly go back and be normal and basically go back to schooling as we knew it, go back to sports as we knew it, go back to our regular routines. And I think that one thing that I'm personally being challenged with is that the new normal is not going to be what we previously knew. So sports might look different. Our evening activities might look different. Our, hi Frank, hi Hannah, hi Taylor, that things just might look different once we return back to even whatever measure of that is. I don't know if that'll include us wearing masks. I don't know if we'll have to stay 6 feet apart or how long this is all going to last. So I wanted to just kind of hear from you guys a little bit and have a little bit of, and I know this isn't a Zoom call, so we can't all talk, but we can definitely chat back and forth and have some interaction. I wanted to hear some things that you're hoping to have back as normal, but also maybe we as a community could and can consider what things have we enjoyed? What things do we hope don't go back to normal? And so I'll just start the conversation with my own family. We've been talking about that, and my family has gotten a little bit accustomed to me having dinner ready by 6 o'clock. And so we're hoping that we don't go back to normal where I'm not either having a consistent dinner prepared or definitely not nearly as healthy. Normally we're having quite a bit more fast food or drive-through or whatever. So we are really, really enjoying our family dinners at 6 o'clock every night. And hi, Samantha. I'm hopeful that in all the rich conversations that are happening, I'm enjoying having my college students home with me. And even though that's produced all different kinds of challenges in our family, having adult children at home and what does that look like? But I'm just enjoying watching them process through the impact of how this is affecting their world. So, they're very close to entering the marketplace as young adults. And so it's been a blessing to be able to process this really challenging time in life, a global pandemic with my kids, with my college level kids. And, normally they'd be at the dorms and dealing with life either under the guidance of their professors or even their other students there on campus. So I'm grateful for that. So those are a couple of things that I'm really grateful for that I hope do not go back to normal. Hi, Beth. I'm wondering if you guys in the chat, hi, Karen, if you guys would just be willing to say what kinds of things that you are enjoying about the distance learning and by being at home, things that you hope that even once social distancing is lifted and we are able to go back into a different routine, that we don't lose the things that God is gifting us back in this season. So I'd love to hear from some of you guys on what you guys are experiencing. I've heard from some of our teachers and even our administrators on our administrators calls that they are really, really enjoying the creativity that they're seeing. Thank you for your encouragement, Karen. Karen writes, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you. We love our families. We love our teachers. And I told that to our teachers yesterday. We have an all teacher meeting tomorrow, but I told our teachers yesterday in our devotional that we have on Wednesdays at 11:30 that, Hannah Kemp, Melissa Glover's trying to get on. She said she tried to click on with another account, with her daughter's account. I don't know, Hannah, if you're able to help her get on the link for the live. But let's see. So, yeah, I don't know, Hannah, if you're able to do that. Hannah Kemp and Ruth are hopefully helping on the back end with some of the technology things, since I am not always the best at managing speaking and the technology. So Lisa comments, this has forced us to slow down on a personal and professional level. She sat on the couch more in the past than probably in the last 5 years. And yeah, Hannah's doing that. Yes. Hi, Sandy. So yeah, Lisa, I feel the same, that it's definitely forcing us to slow down. And in the very beginning of the quarantine, I remember commenting and sharing this with you guys as the community that, man, I just felt almost exposed a little bit with, once your feeling starts to, or once your life starts to slow down and your brain re-engages with how you are feeling. Because I think sometimes when we stay so busy, when we have so many distractions and activities, when our kids are so busy and their activities are going, and we can very easily and almost justifiably, right, just stay distracted. And it's almost that when we have the quiet moments when we can evaluate, well, how am I really feeling? And how are things in this relationship really going? How, we can almost dismiss all of these things. We can dismiss even our time with God can just be really scheduled, right? Like I'm doing my devotional, I'm doing my Bible study, I'm checking all the boxes, I said my prayers, I wrote down my prayer requests, and I just move on to the next thing. And so I think the social distancing has caused our community, or not just us, the whole world, to really just pause and to feel and to think and to reflect in ways that maybe we haven't in a long, long time. Like you said, Lisa, 5 years. And I would agree with that for me. Taylor says, hopefully we don't go back to overbooking ourselves with sports and classes and events. And Karen comments, grateful to step back and reassess, make changes that needed making. And so I'm in total agreement with that, with you guys. I do think there's going to be a temptation, and I don't know, again, what it's going to look like once some social distancing measures are beginning to be lifted. And I wonder for our community if we could just pause and just say, wait a minute, let's be really intentional on what we do want to re-engage with, and where we want to fill up our calendar again, where we want to just stay paused. Haley says we're enjoying family games, baseball, soccer, board, card games practically every night. Definitely want to keep that going. And as we start our new normal, and I agree so much. We're loving the game nights, and as a mom, as my kids are, 2 of them are virtually out of the house and 2 of them are still at home, but yet teenagers, and so that middle of the empty nest is starting to happen. And so, man, this has been a treasure for me personally. Lisa agrees. We put pressure on ourselves to do all the things. And Tracy joined us. Hi, Tracy. So I just think that's something in our community that we can be encouraged with. We can encourage one another that during this season of pause, and I don't even know from administratively in terms of the activities that we provide and what we seek to offer, even as a community, like what maybe we'll readjust some of that. I don't know what it's going to look like moving forward, but I just have been reflecting on what is normal, because what we would have said is normal 6 weeks ago before the social distancing was mandated for us is definitely not what is currently normal. And I think now that we're starting to get into a rhythm as families, it took us several weeks. Thankfully we had some breathing room over spring break, and we're definitely feeling like the last push of academics trying to finish our classes strong and trying to finish up. Hi, Jill. Thanks for joining. I know that we're in a fatigue academically, which is normal. That's not just quarantine or social distancing. That's just normal end of April, May kind of stuff, finishing up the year strong. But once we finish all that out and we end the year well, then what? What is it going to look like? And I was even thinking back, in my Tarot Talk a few weeks ago, I was talking about the garden and how sin entered in Genesis 3, and that was the first separation that occurred between man and God. And and there was even separation that occurred between man and creation and things like that. And so I think about, I always go back to shalom, like what God actually created the world to look like, what he actually wanted families to look like, and for us and our relationship with him. And so I think for sometimes we have a distorted view of what normal is. And so that's what I wanted to just kind of talk about today, is just maybe redefining what normal is, what a good normal is. And I think we're starting to get a little bit of a taste of a new normal. Hannah said that a better rhythm with time to establish more habits, more predictability to our days, such as chores, meals, time for home projects, etc. I was joking with Hannah because my garage is full of things that I need to donate to Goodwill or whomever, Salvation Army, whoever will take it. And I said, boy, I don't envy them at the end of coronavirus, or whenever we're able to start unloading all the things that we've been able to clean out and organize. And it's been a really beautiful opportunity. Haley said, something we're missing, spending time with extended family. Cannot wait for that normal to come back into our schedules. And I feel that with church, with even our team. They're kind of like an extended family for me personally. And yesterday we celebrated a birthday, but we did it kind of, distantly. And yeah, definitely looking forward to hugs. I'm definitely missing hugs of, obviously my family here, but I'm just missing hugs of even friends. And you don't realize, hi Sarah, thanks for joining. You don't realize how many people that you do get to interact with on a daily basis when we're in and out of school and at work and sports events and things like that. So I'm definitely missing that interaction that I get. So any other thoughts on, Sarah, we've just been talking about what the new normal might look like and things that we want to continue, and things that we want maybe to hold on to and redefine what our new normal is once social distancing opens back up. Taylor added, adding the olden time things back, growing our own food, baking bread, biking to get around town. I love that, Taylor. I love that. Yeah, we can absolutely be continuing to work on and keeping that space of baking and biking to get around town. I noticed some older kids were biking in our neighborhood, and we cracked up. We thought, well, they would, 6 weeks ago, that would have never happened. And I don't know about you guys, but 6 weeks ago, our streets were like, obviously it was colder for sure, but our streets were very quiet. Even in the summers, a lot of times, I don't know if you guys have that in your neighborhoods, but in the summers even, sometimes our streets are really quiet, but all of a sudden when we were forced to be home and we couldn't be out doing our things, our streets are full. And hi Diane, our streets are full and are definitely, people are walking in the middle of the streets, and I have teen drivers and I'm like, be careful of everybody walking in the streets and the kids on the bikes and everything. So that's a wonderful thing. So any other thoughts on Hannah's enjoyed the process of being forced to think creatively to do things that used to be normal. For example, having a birthday party. So Drew's birthday the other day, and it was fun to think about how to make it special without access to all the normal things. I heard, and I would love to hear what you guys even did, Hannah, how you made it special. Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie Edwards. I heard one of our administrators was saying that her son, they're new to chess this year. This is their first year. And her son had a birthday. And so all he wanted for his birthday was to get on with his friends virtually and have like a little party. And that group of friends enjoys playing Minecraft. And so they got on, and they thought that was going to be the party. But actually, these kids took it a step further, and they had a Minecraft party of him in the Minecraft game. So I thought that was especially creative, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing what opportunities our kids come up with as a result of having this space to think and reconnect with their dreams and their visions and their ideas, and also us. Like, I think that for chess even, and I told our administrative team that this week, I said, guys, I think the best is yet to come. I think that we're going to have challenges. It's going to be different coming back. We're going to have hurdles that we have to overcome. We're going to have things that we don't know, things that we don't understand. So there will be challenges that we have to overcome. But I really, really think that this is creating an atmosphere where the best is yet to come, where things are going to be made available to us that we did not even think of. And we had no way of creating an environment where that could happen. And I don't know what all those things might look like, but I think our kids are going to be part of it. Their levels of creativity, their connection with the Lord and also with each other. And as we as parents have more opportunity to be pouring into them and speaking into them, I'm really excited to see what they come back with when we all do get to be back together. Any other thoughts on, especially those of you who maybe have just recently joined us? We've just been talking about a new normal and things that you've enjoyed in the social distancing times, some blessings that you are finding, and things that when we go back, whenever social distancing measures are slightly changing, things that we don't want to lose sight of. Any other thoughts out there? Hannah says that they arrange for different family members, grandparents, uncles, and aunts and cousins to stop by throughout the day and bring Drew some of his favorite things. He loved it and said he wished he could have a birthday celebration every day so he could see his family. That's awesome. I know there was another teacher. She has, hi Angela, she has younger kids and they're twins. And so I think they had like a little parade for their birthday, and people would come by with signs, and I think they had balloons and so forth. I just saw some pictures. Lisa, nothing's off topic for sure. This is this is what I wanted, was just some interaction with the family. So this might be off the topic, but I would love an end of the year picnic for grade levels, maybe June. So that's definitely something that once the governor put the mandate out that we were going to be closed for the rest of the year last week, we were on a phone call, the administration talking through like, what can we do? What kinds of events can we have virtually? So we've been strategizing on that. And, for June, we currently have, we've put out that we were going to reschedule our prom for the end of June and graduation for the end of June. We have a regional homeschool expo scheduled for the end of June, and we're beginning some summer camps and things that we can do for remediation for students, not just for our kids, because I think honestly our kids are on track for where they should be for the most part, but for even our community and the broader academic community. So hi Nicole, hi Melissa. So anyway, I don't know what's going to look like for June. So we're making plans. We're trying to move forward, but every day I kind of have this feeling of like, oh, are they going to tell us that we can do it? Are we going to not be able to do it? What kind of responsible social distancing measures do we need to take? So Melissa Glover says the girls are in the kitchen cooking with me, which I love, which I was able to receive a little bit of your delicious banana bread. So thank you, Melissa, for that. And Katie says, I've been thinking about this being a temporary normal and not a permanent thing. I think it's been helpful to trust that God is still in control and things will feel normal again. And so that's kind of, that's where I feel challenged. And like I said earlier, I don't even know what normal is. I don't know what the new normal is going to feel like. And for those of you who lived, maybe you're older like me, and maybe you've lived through 9/11. I think that was almost like a resetting in some ways, our country. And we saw that even statistically as people went back to church for a while. The economy was under a significant adjustment for a while. So we definitely have had markers in our life. This will be a marker, and this will definitely be something that we'll look back and we'll think, oh, that was before the pandemic. Oh, that's what life was like before the pandemic. And we don't know what that's going to be exactly. So Katie's been sewing and crafting and cleaning up on some of the areas of the house that have needed attention, like a lot of us, which is great. Hi, Shauna. So yeah, that's what I was joking about. Like my garage is full of things I need to get rid of. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So any other thoughts or things maybe you can share, things that you guys have done that are creative? I'm not on Facebook a ton, but I have, whenever I get on there really quick to check notifications and so forth, I do get to quickly browse through and see some of the cool things that you guys are doing. And again, huge shout out to our teachers. Our teachers have provided amazing, you guys can maybe share some of your favorite things that your chess teachers have done to keep your students active and engaged and busy and creative. I heard one family that the strength training was they had to clean out a car as part of their strength training. And so one of the parents really enjoyed that. And for another class, I believe it was the Heart of the Warriors class led by Frank Crockett, that they had to go fishing, and they really enjoyed that. So I know my daughter was in our kitchen dissecting a crawdad or crayfish or whatever, I don't know what the exact term is, but cutting through the exoskeleton and looking at the heart and the lungs and the stomachs and all that. And it was really, really fun. And we have a dead frog in our refrigerator right now, which is really fun, that we look forward to dissecting here at home. So our teachers, I'm blown away by what they're doing and how they're providing such great quality education for our kiddos in the midst of this social distancing. Any thoughts? Or Lisa's like, yuck. I love it. I love biology. Melissa's like, yes, teachers have been working so hard making it meaningful for Ellie. And any other things that you guys have found that are favorites, or that are things that you've loved that your teachers have done? I've seen some fun things coming out of preschool, some fun elective activities that the preschool teachers have engaged those littles with. And I applaud those of you who have little kids and you're inside a lot, and keeping kids busy day after day after day must be really, really challenging. Katie, I'm thinking about you with your little one and others. Anything else that you guys have loved or have enjoyed? Well, feel free to put it in the chat if you want. In terms of announcements for what's coming up, we are, like I shared with you, we're trying to get a lineup together for the end of the year. Haley just commented, the class Zoom parties are a huge hit in our house, even with the 5-year-old who joins on the second grade party. I love that. That's one thing that I have heard, is that other kids or other grade levels are getting to see what their siblings are doing, and they're able to join in on the fun. And so that is such a blessing, that that it's basically like the great education for our students is getting expanded to all the family. And I love that. Hannah said, let's see, Hannah Kemp says, anytime a teacher or Mrs. Meester does a read aloud, that the kids love it. Karen says she's heard many parents across the world having challenges with their kids' schooling. She's been able to share how amazing Chess has done and how quickly you got it all going. And so Karen, a lot of her families are in Australia, which is where she and her husband, they're missionaries from Australia. So that's really encouraging, and I would love to hear how other schools are doing that too. Samantha says, I just love being able to be part of what Gabriel has been doing all year, and she's had a peek at what's going on in the classroom. Katie, with her little guys, she said they're trying to stay outside when they can, playing lots of cars, painting cars with Luke, and making a sand table out of PVC pipe to play with when it stays warm. Kason loves the Zoom parties. He misses his friends so much. Hi, Amy, and hi, Gigi. It's so funny because I was talking to a couple of people on the admin team yesterday, and we've loved the Zoom parties too. And I have to be honest that one of the hardest things for me personally of the social distancing is I got into this business because I love the kids, because I really, really love being with the kids. I love seeing them discover, like when they learn something new, when they're excited about something, when they want to share something with me, drawing a picture, writing a card. I love seeing them draw closer to the Lord and enjoy their relationship with the Lord. And so for me, sitting at home doing administrative work and emails and calls and keeping everything going, there's a joy in that, but I've realized why I've been getting more and more depleted is because I don't have the kids. I don't have the feedback and the input from the kids coming to me and giving me those high fives in the halls, or just saying, Mrs. Lake, guess what I heard, or guess what I've learned. And so the Zoom calls and the classroom parties, which I haven't been on much of those, and I realized that's part of why I'm feeling so depleted, because I miss the kids. But anyway, the admin team, they were sharing a cute story about Kason and some of the scavenger hunts and the things that the kids come back with, and the different games that are being taught or encouraged on that. So good job to the teachers and to our admin team, to Hannah and Emily and Ruth Ruth has really enjoyed being able to see the kids all the way over in Seattle. So she has loved that. Anything else that anybody else wants to give ideas that you've been doing or that you've loved? Anything? Melissa's, we're thankful for what you do. What would we do without chess? Yeah, I feel the same. I don't know what we would do without chess. Dirty pajamas. Oh, so that's what I was actually going to allude to, was that I think Kaysen said, I think one of the thing in their Zoom call was find something stinky in your house, and he just pulled his sock off and he said, here it is, or something. He was just so cute. Samantha says, we have loved Mrs. Meester's read alouds. We have loved getting to do the baby Zoom. That was so fun. So those of you, some of you guys may not know that this happened, but you guys know that, hi Jamie, you guys know that we offer childcare to our teachers who have babies that are under 2, because our preschool doesn't start until generally 2, maybe a little bit earlier. But so we have childcare, and so Miss Corinne and Miss Amy take care of the babies, and so they have 4 or 5 babies in there periodically, depending on when the teachers teach. So we didn't realize that these babies were making connections too. So Samantha Sider and I believe it was maybe Timmy on a call. I don't know. We were on a Zoom call, but somehow JoJo, who is Sam's daughter, and Timmy's son, saw each other, and they were saying each other's names like JoJo, TJ, whatever, on the Zoom call. And we realized, oh my goodness, they need connection. And so they organized a baby Zoom call, and I wasn't a part of it. I think Hannah Kemp was on it, and so maybe she can make some comments about that. But that was really fun that even our babies at Chess got to connect and reconnect in their friendships. So welcome, Suzanne. Suzanne says, we've made a priority to go for a hike every day this month. We found so many amazing local hiking trails. I know. Ohio is very great, and even this area specifically is really great with all of our parks, and it's really beautiful once you get out there and start looking around and you think, I didn't know this was right in our backyard. So we're very blessed to have all of that. And Suzanne's at home with lots of babies, just like Samantha, and you guys, I've been on a couple calls with you. And so not only are they teaching their own kids and just managing everything, but they're also teaching our kids. So I just give such kudos to you guys and so much gratefulness for all that you're sacrificing and doing for our school family. Haley says that they appreciate all that you've been doing to keep us going. Mrs. Reagan is doing a fantastic job. Yeah, I've heard that. I was on a call with her yesterday, and she is working very hard. She appreciates her flexibility with the schedule. So yeah, our teachers are working really hard. We just love our kids. We want them to be well prepared and well equipped. But obviously we want our students to, feel safe and secure and loved during this time. And I'm sure you guys have been working on that too. I don't know, depending on the different levels and how much your students are understanding. But I know from all my kids from college all the way down to my 15-year-old are processing this in a lot of different ways. And there's a lot of anxiety. Whatever we feel, just know that our kids are probably feeling it at their level as well. So I know there's a lot. And so our teachers are doing a great job being sensitive to the needs of our students. And not everybody's able to be as attentive for a variety of reasons. So I'm grateful that we have a culture of grace. We have a culture of quality and excellence, but we also have a culture at Chess of grace that, as I said in the very beginning, that we're looking for progress, not perfection. And I feel really confident before the Lord that when I stand before Him and I'm being held accountable for how we have handled this and responded to this situation, I feel like our community has been very faithful to honor the needs of the students, honor the needs of the families, and honor our teachers. And yet, obviously, we haven't done it perfectly. There's always things that we can keep growing and improving on. But I do feel like our kids are going to be just fine going into the fall without having significant gaps, without having big things that we have to overcome. I feel confident that our kids are getting a lot of what they need to be ready for next year. Any other thoughts that you guys are having, or anything that you've been loving about your teachers, about being at home? we definitely, I was going to say, well, we could share some things that have been challenges. And I will transition to that as we begin to wrap up our time together. Please share in the chat any challenges that you're having or areas that we can pray for you, because we are praying. The teachers and I are praying, the admin team and I are praying, we're praying individually. So please know that we don't just say that. We don't just say, oh yeah, we're praying for you, we're a Christian school, we're supposed to be praying. But we actually do, because we believe in the power of prayer. We've seen God move in mighty and miraculous ways in our school community over the 6 years that the Lord has assembled Chess, and we believe it. So we definitely put action to our words. And so please share with us any prayer requests. If you don't feel comfortable putting it on this chat, you can feel free to email me directly at tlee@chesschristian.com, or somebody else on the admin team. You're welcome to email, and we'll definitely get the prayer requests from them so that we can include you. And Jamie Dennison and Emily Winters have also been making phone calls individually to each family. So hopefully you've received your phone call. If not, then it's coming very soon. It takes a little bit of time to get through over 100 families, but they've been checking in with every family just to see if there's anything that we can do for you, any needs that you have. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to even know what your needs are until you're really, really struggling. Sometimes you feel you don't even know exactly what you're feeling. But if you have a need, whether it's a practical need, a financial need, a food need, just somebody to talk to, if you feel like you're losing it a little bit, might need to take a walk somewhere, just let me know if there's any way that I can help practically. But I can always pray, and the Lord, He'll meet your need the best way. So I would love to pray for you. Well, thank you all for joining us today, and it's just a privilege and an honor to serve you and to serve the kiddos. Please give your kids a big squeeze for me. Tell them it's from Mrs. Lee, and that I love them and I miss them, and I'm so proud of them. I'm sure that they're going to look huge the next time I get to see them. I'm sure they're growing, like with all this great eating and all the healthy exercise, they're probably growing leaps and bounds. And I do hope that we get to see one another in the next few months, even if we don't get to hug officially, if we have to stay the 6 feet apart, but even if I could see them, that would just be such a blessing to me. So thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for your partnership. I love this community and what it has meant for me personally and our family. So I look forward to just continuing to connect with you virtually over the next few weeks, and encourage you just to finish strong with your kids' education and enjoy this time. So I just pray blessing on each of you, and we'll look forward to connecting with you next week on Terra Talk. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.